Can you tell how absolutely giddy I am? I can hear maniacal laughter coming all the way from Ontario. I'm smelling misogyny. I'm on chapter 1 and already queasy. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I cannot tell you how excited I am for today's reading vlog. This reading vlog is going to be controlled by book bestie Sam. I talk about her in every single one of my videos. And we are finally going to be doing a true collab, so please check Sam out. In my description box, she will also be having a video just like this one where I control her reading. We were inspired by Ellen Catherine and Ella Rose, two British bookish besties, and in their video they went shopping together, but unfortunately Sam and I don't live close enough to do that. We are going to be reading 3 books in this reading vlog. The first is a buddy read. Sam and I will be reading the same book. Secondly, because we couldn't go book shopping together, we each ordered a book off each other's Amazon wish list. So for a surprise gift, we will open that together. And thirdly, Sam picked a book off of my existing TBR to force me to read. Can you tell how absolutely giddy I am? So, to start, Sam and I have a constant buddy read going. Literally every single day we are reading a book together, and for the purpose of this reading vlog we are finally going to be starting the Gold Rush Ranch series by Elsie Silver. Sam and I buddy read the entire Chestnut Springs series. We both absolutely loved it, and for some reason we keep putting this series off, but we do want to read through this and then hop into the new series that is currently being published. So Off to the Races is the first book, I believe. Yes, I had to check that. And these are set before the Chestnut Springs series, but we have some crossovers of characters. And this is a small town enemies to lovers romance, cowboy romance, though I'm pretty sure this series is more focused on horsey ranch versus cattle ranch, which is what the Chestnut Springs series is, right? I don't know. Either way, I'm so excited. I love Elsie Silver and I'm very happy to finally be starting this with Sam. Now, the surprise package has not arrived yet, but it is due to arrive today, and I will be opening that with you guys when it arrives. But I messaged Sam before filming this on what was her pick off my existing TBR, and I haven't looked yet because I wanted to be filming my reaction. I have a very strong feeling of what book she chose. Sam has been begging me to read The Serpent and the Wings of Night, which I've already started, so I don't think she's picked that, and Divine Rivals. She has really been wanting me to read, and for some reason I keep putting that one off. So if I was a betting kind of woman, I would say her choice is Divine Rivals. Oh my gosh, like why am I scared to look? Okay, unlock phone. Sam, you're killing me. Typing, typing, typing. She's probably at work. This is totally my fault. What a freaking curveball. I'm literally sweating. Okay, but I'm actually so excited. Sam has chosen A Court This Cruel and Lovely by Stasia Stark. I do have this downloaded on Kindle Unlimited. So the reason she chose this is because Emmy Rossum, or What Emmy Reads, has been raving about this series, as well as a few other people I watch, such as Covers with Cassidy. So it has definitely been on my radar, but this is the start of a new fantasy romance series. It is the Kingdom of Lies series, and these are chunky. The first book is over 500 pages. This says it's an adult romantasy book with steam. While this series is slow burn, the chili pepper rating will increase for each book. I'm just going to read the Goodreads synopsis and then we'll chat about it once I actually start this book. I am so stinking excited. So For years, when I fell asleep, I dreamed of a man with blazing green eyes and a cruel smile. The day I met him, the ruthless mercenary leaves me for dead. Just hours after humans are born, the gods take what little power we have. In return, they protect our borders from the vicious, merciless Fae. The humans who manage to keep their power are known as the corrupt, and they are burned. When my forbidden power is discovered, I'm forced to flee my tiny village and the life I adore. To survive, I make a desperate bargain with the mercenary who abandoned me at my weakest. Our deal is simple. I'll help him and his mysterious friends sneak into the city, and he'll help me learn to wield the strange dark power I've always kept hidden. The power that may just be the key to my survival. But the ruthless mercenary is hiding secrets of his own. Secrets that threaten the safety of everyone I love. Secrets that could tear this kingdom and perhaps even this world apart. I'm so excited. I'm in the middle of so many romantasy series right now and just keep starting new ones because I cannot be stopped. Wow. I will check back in with you when my package has arrived. It's supposed to arrive today, and we will see what the third book I'll be reading in this reading vlog. Can you tell how flushed I am? That was so much fun. Look what has arrived. So this is the third book we're reading for this reading vlog. My surprise book off my wish list from Sam. I have no idea what she would have chosen. Let me see if there's a note first before I look. It is a paperback. Hello? I feel something. Hello, sir. That is a receipt. Are you okay? I really hope you enjoy this as much as I did from Bestie Sam. Okay. The Dead Romantics. I have actually already read this. Sorry, Sam. I did give this 5 stars. That's why I wanted a physical copy. This is a romance novel with a bit of a supernatural ghosty twist to it. I feel kind of bad, but I do love this book so much. Thank you, Sam. All right, I've now messaged Sam because I've read this, loved it, gave it 5 stars. I can hear maniacal laughter coming all the way from Ontario. Sam's other pick, I'm very nervous for based on this. So she's going to choose a second book off my existing TBR. I am still so grateful to own this. Like I said, I gave it 5 stars. I loved it. I will reread this, and I wanted it on my shelf, but I'm not going to be reading this in this vlog. I think I read this in April or something, but she's going to pick another book for me to read. Okay, here we go. Sam. Sam has picked The Ritual by Chantal Tessier. Oh dear. Oh dear. She has been wanting me to read this. Dark romance doesn't work for me more often than it does because I find it hard to root for a romance if it gets too dark for me personally. I can read it in a thriller entertainment sort of way, but in terms of a romance with an HEA at the end, I don't always buy it because of the events of the book. But this is a very dark college romance and the start of a new series. We're starting 3 series in this vlog. Wasn't expecting that either. Sam is full of surprises today. Sam and I have started our buddy read of Off to the Races by Elsie Silver. the first book in the Gold Rush Ranch series, and we are now 10 chapters in, or 110 pages. I was a bit nervous about this book based on the first few chapters, but this is an enemies to lovers romance involving Billy, who is our female main character, and she is a trainer at this prestigious stable. They have race horses, and Vaughn, the new owner of this stable business, because he inherited it when his grandfather passed away, but he is a rich city trust fund type of guy who has inherited this ranch turned high-end stable. While he has been around horses throughout his life, he has mainly focused on the other aspects of his family's business, which is in mining and like more corporate, chatting with the media, shaking hands with other like high-brow businessy people. Am I making any sense? So he has this kind of holier than thou attitude about him, but he's also grieving. And Billy comes in like a storm. She is so funny and witty. She can make jokes just like that. She gives attitude right back to him. Apologies for the traffic noises. But she comes on to the ranch to turn things around, have some more winning racehorses come out of this barn. That is what the company needs. They need some wins. Right off, like from the dedication for my parents who spent hours upon hours driving me to and from the barn, that made me smile so much because I was a horsey gal growing up. We always had horses. And then "I don't like people," said Velvet. "I only like horses" is a quote at the beginning, which I just laughed at that. Why I was nervous, based on the first couple of chapters, is Vaughn could not get his head out of his ass. He meets Billy. She comes to interview for this new training position. She is young, fiery, pretty, and she's got a sweet ass, which you can't help but notice. And then he just hires her for a temporary position, like a trial period, so that he can stare at her sweet ass, banter back and forth with her a bit, and then get rid of her because she's too hot to have as an employee. And how could she possibly be a good trainer with a body like that? And I was like, oh no, I'm going to hate this man. He better have the best of character arcs because I'm smelling misogyny. I'm seeing the patriarchy full at work here. Even with Billy having the stamp of approval from someone else Vaughn brought onto the farm to help turn it around as kind of like an operations manager standpoint who knew Billy before, but because her name is Billy, that's her nickname, he thought that she was going to be a man when he agreed to interview her. The whole thing is just very misogynistic. So I do know that I believe this is Elsie's debut novel. So all of that is what had me very nervous. I really hope Vaughn has a good character arc, but their interactions are hilarious. I am giddy reading this book. I'm smiling so big, I'm giggling, but Vaughn has not turned around quite yet. I mean, I'm only 100 pages in that I think that he's a good man for like to build upon a romance with Billy. Does that make sense? Like, I think their banter is funny. They battle it out like with wit back and forth all the time, and it's very entertaining to read. But as of right now, I don't buy into this turning into a romance without some character development. I hope that makes sense. But with all that said, me grinning like an idiot while reading this and just loving the horsey vibe. So I've read Chestnut Springs. That is very like bull riding and cow ranch like. and this is giving horse farm, which is what, like, small town country vibes I am personally more familiar with. I say as I'm hoping that you can't hear too much of my cow neighbor mooing in the background because they are very loud. But I grew up on a horsey farm doing horsey things, not a cow farm ranch. So all those vibes feel very nostalgic to me as well, which is adding to my enjoyment. Sam and I just finished buddy reading Off to the Races by Elsie Silver. This was so much fun. I know I was quite hesitant in my first check-in, and while some of the things I was concerned about definitely came around full circle, especially with the third act breakup, overall, I had a fantastic time reading this. I gave it 4 stars. So even though I had never read this series, it had a really nostalgic element to it, as I've read, you know, the Thoroughbred books, the Pony Club books, Heartland books, and it just felt so familiar that I almost want an adult version of those, because the bits I loved the most about this weren't even like the spicy scenes. The romance itself was great, but like the spice, I almost just like wanted to get back to the horses. What were we doing? Who's in the barn? How is Dee Dee doing? That probably sounds so stupid, but overall this was great. 4 stars. But really, I am so excited to pick up the next book in the Gold Rush Ranch series, because if it's involving who I think it's involving, that is going to be Chef's Kiss if done well, and I do have that. I just filmed a book haul, which should already be up on my channel. I will put it in the cards up here, but I did already purchase a photo finish. But in terms of this reading vlog, I really don't know which of the 2 books Sam picked for me I'm going to pick up next. I'm really intimidated by both of them. More so with The Ritual. So I might pick that up next. I'm not making any promises. Me right now doesn't know what I'm picking up next because I'm reading a couple other books at the same time, but I will check in with you when I've chosen the book and gotten a bit into it to give you a better synopsis and my initial thoughts on those books. But I am so excited with this reading vlog. I know I say that every single clip, but this is just so fun for me. Sam, what the fuck is this? I'm on chapter 1 of The Ritual and already queasy. I don't even want to continue eating these Halloween cheesies that I stole from one of my kids' trick-or-treat bags, since they're all in bed. Mom tax. I'm scared. I'll give a proper update when I'm like 100 or so pages in. Brutal start. Hey guys, I'm about 110 pages into The Ritual now. And we were off to a very scary start. I was quite concerned for my well-being, but I'm actually into it now. I'm really liking how dark this is. I like the plot so far. We just had The Ritual. It's definitely dark, but I'm liking it. Thank you, Sam, for finally pushing me to read this one. Hopefully I continue to enjoy it. I still have like almost 500 pages left. So I'm not sure where we're going at this point. Literally no idea. Hello, good morning. I did make it to 50% in The Ritual last night, and it occurred to me, I don't know if I actually told you guys fully like what this book is about, and I will in one moment. But my update for the 50% mark is just that I am still really enjoying this. I don't fully know what the plot is right now. We kind of have like this arranged marriage conflict going on, not between our two main characters, so I guess that. But beyond that, like, I don't know where the story is going aside from the romance. But what The Ritual is about. As I said, this is a dark college romance. It is set at Barrington College or Barrington University. It's this very elite university where very rich children go that are from very powerful families. And Riot, our male main character, is a lord. And the lords have this kind of like secret society mafia vibe. They are a very dark, very dangerous group of men, and they are kind of initiated in by family. It's very like secret society. Riot's dad is a lord, and a lot of our characters in here, their parents are lords, their fathers, I should say. And they work up to this from the time they are a teen and then through to their senior year of university, where they are officially initiated into being a lord. And it is very sketchy. They go on missions. They're a bad group of men, okay? Very powerful, lots of money involved, lots of murder and scheming. And in their senior year, they have had to be celibate for the first 3 years of university. They were not allowed to have any relations to build up their commitment, that they can follow the rules, all of these different things like learning control. And then they are given a chosen one for their senior year, and they can do whatever they want to her. Now, the girls do sign up to be a chosen, like you opt in, and then the lords are allowed to choose from like this big list. Now, Riot is told you are to choose Blakely. Blakely has an arranged marriage with Matt. Matt is a very awful man, and Riot is to choose Blakely out from under Matt. Riot also has an arranged marriage, which their families, they're not royalty or really mafia, but it's just to kind of like keep this generational wealth flowing between the families. It's not uncommon in their world. So Riot choosing Blakely disrupts arranged marriages on both sides, but with the I'm just going to use her and break her for the year, and once we're done college, you can have her back and marry her. I don't care. It's very dark. But I'm liking the Riot is very possessive, jealous, controlling. He is super rough with her, takes what he wants. He's obsessed with Blakely. He stalks her, he sets up cameras, he follows her around, he doesn't let anyone talk to her or touch her. But he also, that is paired with like really sweet caretaking scenes, which I definitely need in a dark romance. It's not all so dark. Like, he makes sure she's okay. He calms her down when she's upset, but he still takes what he wants. But then he like helps her shower afterwards. Like, those caretaking scenes really bring down the darkness scale in a good way for me. So he is possessive, jealous, controlling, all sorts of bad traits for a man, but then he also truly takes care of her. And Blakely likes a dominant man. I don't want to get too graphic on a YouTube video, but she likes it. I'm really enjoying how their romance is progressing. I don't want to give any spoilers, but I guess the plot is kind of more around these arranged marriage. There's a big conflict between Matt and Riot before this book starts. We get some flashbacks to that, and that kind of leads into why Riot like steals his girl out from under him, and Blakely's very happy with that because she also hates Matt. She was just going to marry him because she had to. All sorts of things. I am really enjoying this. I need to finish getting ready for work and head off. I'm enjoying this. It is feeling quite long. I'm only halfway through and a lot has happened. That's kind of why I'm like, where are we going in the next 300 pages? Because this is a 600-page book. Finally finished The Ritual. This literally took me 2 months to read. It's over 600 pages and I found it incredibly too long. Now, life things happen and that's why it took me so long to read, but around the 400 page mark, I found myself constantly checking to see how many pages I had left until this book ended, and I feel like that is quite telling. I end up giving this 3 stars. I didn't mind... Okay, let me back up. I liked the dark romance aspects of this book. I liked the underlying plot of this book where we are following, like, where we're diving deeper into the lords as a kind of secret society. I found that really interesting. The dark romance elements I actually enjoyed, mainly because our female main character, we knew for sure that everything happening to her, she was consenting and really enjoyed. And we knew that our male main character, while he is this dominant alpha controlling man, he actually does see our FMC as more than just a possession. And I feel like that's where some dark romances fall short for me, but I did like that in this one. That being said, there were just so many spicy scenes that I love me some spice, but it felt a bit too much. There was one scene that involved a basement and an open mouth gag that was just too far for me. Again, it's fine in that our female main character enjoys these things, but I would not enjoy that, so that was really hard for me to read. I don't know. 3 stars. I liked it. I didn't love it, but I am really looking forward to reading the 3rd book for this reading vlog. Hi friends, I have a reading update for A Court This Cruel and Lovely. I have started listening to the audiobook. I am 26% of the way through this book and I'm really enjoying it so far. I will say the audiobook is not my favorite. I don't love like the voices for them, but in order for me to move through this book a little bit quicker, the audiobook is necessary, but the actual story I'm really intrigued by. So we are following Priska, and she lives in this world where when you're born, you gift your magic to the gods, and then when you turn, I believe it's 25, the gods give it back to you as a thank you for letting them use it. But if you are found out to have tricked the gods and kept your power as an infant, or that the gods did not want your power and so you kept it, then you and your entire family are killed. As I'm sure you've guessed, as with many fantasy romance, Priska kept her power and she's kept it hidden, but she is almost 25. She gets into an altercation where it is discovered that she has magic, and she is thrown off a cliff into a freezing cold river and is rescued by this group of mercenary men. Growing up, Priska also dreamed of this man with piercing green eyes, but she was never able to reach him in her dreams. And this man is within this group of men that saved her from the river. And they're going to help teach her how to use her power properly. Obviously, she did not train with her power since it was a big secret, and she tried to keep it suppressed and hidden her entire life. And we're kind of like traveling, doing some training, all of that right now. But I'm really intrigued. I feel like being over 25% of the way through, a lot hasn't moved forward plot-wise. I'm really not sure where this book is headed, but I'm completely engaged in the story and having a really fun time. I wouldn't necessarily recommend the audiobook. Like I said, the narrators are not my favorite. The voices they use are not my favorite, but I'm going to keep on going. When I do have time to pick up my Kindle, this is on Kindle Unlimited, I am choosing to read with my eyeballs instead, and then just like skipping ahead on my audiobook. But so far, so good. Horrible lighting. I just got off work. It's very, very late at night. I'm covering my work logo from, anyways. I just finished A Court This Cruel and Lovely, and I wanted to update you before going to bed because I'm so tired and I don't want to forget what I wanted to say. I ended up giving this 4 stars. Now, is this the same as like every other popular fantasy romance? Yes, but I just had a really fun time reading this. I've already let you know what it's about, and I don't want to spoil anything, obviously. The romance in here is very lust heavy. I really don't feel like they have that much of a true connection. They have some good banter going on, but really it's just very lust filled, kind of coming together. It's like heated passion and then kind of not really liking each other than that, which is fine. It was fun. After the halfway point and getting more of that like court intrigue, court politics, all of that, really interesting. There were some little twist situations of like certain characters towards the very, very end that I wasn't fully expecting. Like, I obviously knew that there was going to be like a betrayal of some sort or a twist. Again, I don't want to spoil anything, but I didn't guess who. So that was a fun surprise. And I also wasn't really expecting how the very, very end went. Like, I'm talking the last 2 pages. So I thought the sequel would kind of head in a little bit of a different direction than I think it is actually going to, which is really fun and exciting. I like that we had, the traveling and training bits at the beginning that kind of morphed into more of this court politics kind of setting. This was over 500 pages, but I feel like it was paced really well. And overall, really, I just had a fun time. I found myself smiling a lot, and sometimes it was in kind of like a cringy laugh sort of way, and other times I was just like smiling, giggling, kicking my feet at our like banter with our main characters. I was invested in the plot, and I'm really looking forward to reading the next book. So this was a win, not a 5-star feel, but a 4-star is pretty good. I'm going to get ready for bed now because like I said, it's very late, but I will come back tomorrow to properly wrap up and close out this vlog. I'm so happy I finally was able to finish these books, and I hope Sam forgives me for uploading this vlog months after she put hers out. Alright, I am back to finally close out this reading vlog. We did have quite the mixed bag. We had a dark romance, a cowboy romance, and a fantasy romance, and I had the best time. Even though it took me so long to complete this reading vlog, I really do apologize to all of you, and especially to Sam. I have been filming this since, was it August or September? My life is absolute chaos right now. I don't want to get into it, but that is why the reading vlogs have been severely lacking and why they take me months upon months to get out, because my reading is just not what it used to be and what I wish it still was. But alas, here we are. I really miss the constant buddy reads that Sam and I used to be able to do before I became a really bad buddy reading friend and unable to keep up on all of the reads. But I am so happy that Sam and I did this. I really loved watching her reading vlog, and I encourage you to do the same. But that's it from me today. If you guys did enjoy this reading vlog, please do give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, then subscribe before you leave. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!